Hey guys, welcome back to Prem Talk. Yet another video, and this is going to be the review episode 3, where we go through all the games that have happened during the game week. And this time we had our final game week 3, before the first official international break gets underway, and it was a fun week, very fun week, starting from Saturday, ending on Sunday, and we will go through all the games chronologically. So here we are, and now let's get into the video. And first game that we did have over the weekend was my beloved Chelsea, uh, yet another London derby, this time taking on our closest neighbours in the West in Fulham Football Club. And it was a game generally full of controversies, uh, dominated by two uh, refereeing calls that, in my opinion, only one ended up deciding the game. But there's been a lot of hullabaloo about the decision, and the fact that people even are not talking about how, yes, we were poor in the first half, but how very much improved and back to our normal selves that we were in the second half. And it is just a bit, so I find it a bit hypocritical from the same pundits, the same, uh, I expect it from rival fans, yes, but the same who, every time when it comes to whenever Chelsea win a game, they tend to focus on, it's either the opposition being poor, and they take more of the focus on that, not really putting a shine on what Chelsea did during the game. They only focus on refereeing decisions or how poor the other teams are. So, in any case, uh, the game started off very poor. Chelsea were very, very poor in the game. Fulham were in control from the off, and it was a bit worrying, honestly, as a Chelsea fan to watch that. It got a bit nervy at some point, and we move on to the first controversial call that I am talking about in the disallowed goal by Josh King for Fulham. And here's my 2 cents on it: the fact that it was a beautiful skill, yes, produced by Rodrigo Muniz, and unfortunately for him, that was that as he was landing, he did land on the foot of Trevor Chalobah, which did take him out from the ability of having an opportunity to get back to defend. So I am of the opinion that had he uh, had he not landed on the foot, I'm not going to say stamped, because it was yes, it was a bit of a light stamp, but if he hadn't landed on the foot of Trevor Chalobah, I believe Chalobah would have gotten back at least in a position to be able to defend the shot from Josh King in the end. So harsh, yes. Is it a foul? Yes, but you can't argue with the fact that it was a foul in any case. I'm not going to say if it happens anywhere else. It happened outside the box, but to me, it was a foul. But I would understand why to some people it wasn't. So, and that was the first controversy. I was super relieved generally that the goal was disallowed, because we were really struggling at that point. And even after on, Fulham was still generally in control of the game. But I must say that come 40th minute, at least things did take a turn for the better for Chelsea Football Club, as started getting a good hold of the game. Players like who are misplacing passes left, right, and center. Your Enzo Fernandez of this world. Estevao wasn't that great in all honesty, but now from the 40th minute onwards, people did now start to wake up, and things were now beginning to move forward for Chelsea. Chances were coming left, right, and center, and we did have two corners in the spell of a minute or so, where right before the final whistle for halftime, where we had two set pieces, and the first one ended up with Tyrick George having to take a shot which was saved by the keeper at his near post. And for the second corner that we had in succession, we did score from it from yet another Joao Pedro goal. uh, as I called Joao Pedro when he signed, I called him the magician for a reason, because he makes things happen for this team, regardless of whether Palmer is in the team or not. And uh, it's really wonderful to see that he's continuing with the same vein of form. Despite Palmer being injured, we do have options left, right, and center. So Joao Pedro stepped up, gets his goal from the corner, and into halftime we went. We came back from halftime, and straight away another controversial call. I don't think there's any argument on the fact that Ryan Sessegnon handled the ball. I think the controversy that people are holding out here is the fact that as Joao Pedro flicked the ball up over the defender, they argued that it did get a slight touch of Joao Pedro's hand, but the referee and VAR uh, did look at it and deemed that Joao Pedro chested the ball. I get it's a 50-50 call. Some refs will deem that Joao Pedro handled the ball, some will deem that he didn't. So I understand more the argument there. So the penalty was given, and Enzo Fernandez took the penalty and scored after having a much horrific first half, in all honesty. Did improve a lot in the second half, got his goal, and even got much, much better, back to his usual self. So from there on, Chelsea did control the rest of the game, a far much better performance from them, which ended up from them taking the 3 points home, 2-0 comfortable victory for Chelsea Football Club, which does well to take us into at that point top of the table. So that was the first game. Into the second game now, I go in Manchester United playing Burnley. It was after a terrible, terrible week for Manchester United, in which they got knocked out of the Carabao Cup second round by Grimsby Town, and it was a horror week for them. I believe Ruben Amorim was fully tested during this week. A few words that he did mention were extremely scrutinized by the media, and you could imagine that this game over the weekend facing Burnley at Old Trafford, all eyes were definitely there. United went ahead through an own goal from unfortunate from Josh Cullen, their Burnley midfielder, and Lyle Foster, the Burnley striker, South African, did equalize for Burnley to make it 1-1. Uh, Brian Mbeumo then came up trumps, and finally, after attempting a few shots, uh, getting unlucky in some of them, did get his goal from a really good cutback, and Mbeumo was on hand to take the goal. But Burnley again were there to equalize, with Jaden Anthony this time getting a goal from yet another set piece. And right at the death, unfortunately for Burnley, they shot themselves on the foot. This time, the hero becoming the villain in Jaden Anthony. He ended up giving away the penalty for Bruno Fernandes to uh, finish up the rest with a really wonderful taken penalty to give Ruben Amorim a much needed 3 points that, in my opinion, could and should reignite Manchester United this season. So good 3 points, important, vital 3 points for Manchester United against Burnley. So into the next game now, we do go where it was a relegation 6-pointer between Sunderland at home playing Brentford. And as you do remember, when I was mentioning these teams that are fighting for relegation, that home form is going to be really crucial for them. So Sunderland were at home here. They did sadly go behind first through a goal that was disallowed for offside from starman of Brentford in Dango Watara. Lucky for them that it did get ruled out for offside. It was a really tight call, and they got away with that one. In all honesty, but still Brentford did take the lead with Igor Thiago, their striker now, getting a goal from a well placed header and to give them the lead very late in the second half. But there they were again from another penalty. Sunderland equalized for a foul in the box. Enzo Lafay this time stepping up and converting the penalty to make it 1-1. And right at the death, in the 90 plus 6th minute, there was Wilson Isidore to convert a well placed cross from club captain Granit Xhaka and to take the vital, crucial 3 points home to give Sunderland 6 points from 9 in their first 3 games of this season. So, really important, vital win there for Sunderland. And into the next game we go. It was a big one. Spurs, welcomed Bournemouth. It was an opportunity for Spurs to officially welcome Xavi Simons, who they snatched on eve of deadline day, with him, instead of going to Chelsea, going to Spurs in Javi Simons, who got the number 7 shirt that was left behind by uh, Son Heung-min's departure to LAFC of the US. So it was a celebratory moment for Spurs, and probably the celebrations got too much that they did forget how to play, because Bournemouth were in control from the off in this game. Chances left, right, and center. They did take the lead here through Evan Nilsson, who ended up scoring what came to be the winning goal from an assist from the centre back in Marco Senesi. I was critical of him a few games back, but he did provide the assist here uh, for Evan Nilsson to score from a very tight angle and give Bournemouth the lead. And that did not deter them, because they went on and on, hell for leather, trying to look for the second goal, to wrap the game up. Unfortunately, they couldn't find it, but they were fully in control of this game, took Spurs out. I believe Spurs' first attempt on target did come in the 70th minute plus. So, really disappointing game here for Spurs to have to lose at home against Bournemouth, but a crucial 3 points for Bournemouth here, who now have 6 points to follow up from the victory uh, in last weekend against Wolves. So, uh, huge win here for Bournemouth. Disappointing loss here for Spurs, and they will hope to go back to the drawing board and do much better in their next game after the international break. We move on now into the other game of Saturday, and it was Wolves hosting Everton, and it was a 5-goal thriller here. A lot of fun things happening, a bit similar to the United Burnley game. And it was Jack Grealish again stealing the show here, providing 2 assists. Everton did take the lead through Beto, with it was a cross from Keenan Dewsbury Hall, which was headed back into the D, because it was a far post cross, and Jack Grealish was on hand to head the ball across for Beto, who did give Everton the lead. But they didn't last long, unfortunately for them, with Hwang Hee-chan getting his first goal of the season from a cutback. and to make it 1-1. And now Everton now officially took control of the game onwards, with Keenan Dewsbury Hall providing Ilman Giai for yet another goal for him. Uh, crucial to give them a 2-1 lead. And there again was Jack Grealish to provide Keenan Dewsbury Hall to make it 3-1. Unfortunately for them, they made it nervy for themselves with a last minute what they call bao la kuvutia machozi in Rodrigo Gomez making it 2-3 right at the death. Unfortunately for Wolves, it wasn't enough to spur them on to get the equalizer and possibly a winner for them. So Everton did end up winning the game. Uh, Keenan Dewsbury Hall did end up being the official match winner here, getting the crucial third goal for Everton to stave off the threats of Wolves despite their best efforts. So 3-2 victory for Everton, which gives them their second victory of the season, with just the one loss in there. So 6 points, a good enough start for them. And the last game of Saturday was Leeds hosting Newcastle. And in all honesty, after a Saturday full of goals in every other fixture, we were due a nil-nil occasion here, and it was duly provided at Leeds against Newcastle. With it wasn't for the want of trying. Newcastle had their attempts, loads and loads of attempts. Unfortunately, they couldn't take the lead, and a bit of a similar tale for them to what they faced in the first game week against Villa. So nil-nil is how it ended. Good point here for Leeds. Vital, important point for Leeds, especially after they got drubbed at the hands of Arsenal last weekend. So a nil-nil draw isn't that bad for them. In fact, it's really crucial for Leeds. As mentioned, they're another team that I did tip for relegation, so it's a proper point here for them. So that was the end of Saturday's game. And now into the what they call Super Sunday, we go into now with the first game were Brighton hosting Manchester City, and it was a game where City will be disappointed, especially in Erling Haaland, who though did get the lead for Manchester City. He should have made it, given them a 3-0 lead, in all honesty, because there were two glorious chances that he did miss. One v one where he was put through just 1v1 with the keeper, but unfortunately his shot was really tame and easily saved by the goalkeeper. And the other was a header at the back post there, in which, to be fair to him, the goalkeeper did produce a magnificent save, but eventually he did manage to get his goal, took it really well, and he made it 1-0 for Manchester City. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to stave the huge amounts of pressure that they were being put under by Brighton. And sadly for them, they did concede a penalty from a bit of a careless handball there from Matthias Nunes, and there was James Milner on hand to convert the penalty and the equalizer. With that, he became, I believe, the second oldest player to score in the Premier League, and that equalizer spurred Brighton on, and they went on and on because they created a lot of chances, uh, with eventually Brian Gruder converting from a Kauro Mitoma assist, and Brian Gruder did end up converting to give Brighton the all important, crucial 3 points. Just like they did beat Man City in last season, similar fixture, they do the same here again in this game. So 2-1 victory there for Brighton, and it will fully disappoint the citizens here. So Brighton victory 2-1 against Manchester City. And I must say, what was the shock of the weekend in West Ham, finally getting their first victory against Nottingham Forest in style, I must say, thrashing them 3-0 at the City ground. And in all honesty, this is a result that could easily get the Nottingham Forest manager in Nuno Espirito Santo sacked. So to get through the game, Jared Bowen did get the goal here. Uh, Goals from Jared Bowen, that is Lucas Paqueta and Callum Wilson, could be giving the sack to Nuno Espirito Santo, and on the other hand, saving Graham Potter's job because he was under pressure too. So crucial victory here for Graham Potter, and they did it in style, and that is why I honestly believe that Nuno Espirito Santo will be very lucky come the resume of game week 4, if he's still the Nottingham Forest manager, especially with the likes of Jose Mourinho on the market right now. Bad, poor result here for Nottingham Forest, and a crucial victory here for West Ham that gives them their first victory for the season. Now, I will do the Liverpool Arsenal game as the last one, so allow me to go into yet another team that is struggling, or in the midst of struggles right now, in Aston Villa, who received yet another thrashing at home, with Crystal Palace this time being the culprits. They came to Villa Park, destroyed them by 3 goals to nil. Goals from Jean-Philippe Mateta, the in-demand Mark Gehi, and Ismail Assar. And I must say the Gehi one here is the one that will anger Unai Emery a lot, because of how simple it is, and the fact that he was left all alone at the edge of the D to, place the ball past Marco Bizot, the Aston Villa goalkeeper. So bad result here for Aston Villa, and it did prompt them to immediately after the game to rush into the market and effectively get new players in. So poor result there for uh, Aston Villa. And as for Palace, somehow they continue their unbeaten start into this season. They are one of just 3 teams yet to test defeat in Liverpool, Chelsea, and Crystal Palace. So it was a good result for Palace there, and they should continue the momentum after the international break. Now, for effectively what was the big game of the weekend, first versus second last season, and it was Liverpool playing Arsenal. In all honesty, it was a drab affair for some time. Arsenal did were in control in the first half, but really didn't do much with that control. Players like Victor Gyökeres really struggled a lot in this game. Honestly did other top players. I struggle to see any positives for Arsenal here. Uh, Noni Madueke, to be fair to him, did well, but still, with what I was always saying about Noni while at Chelsea, is that he is really good at dribbling, but end product is what really lets Noni Madueke down. So, and on the other side, there was Martinelli, who stunk the place out. I really believe it wasn't a good performance for Martinelli there. That was Arsenal. They really weren't that great. They were okay. They weren't bad, but they weren't also so good. So it was a disappointing performance by Arsenal. Same here for Liverpool, especially in that first half. They really struggled a lot. Players, Mo Salah disappeared. Florian Wirtz really found it tough, and has found it tough thus far in the Premier League. Hugo Ekitike, who was brilliant in Liverpool's previous two games, struggled here, was kept well at bay by the Arsenal defense, who, even despite the fact that Arsenal did lose William Saliba very early on in the game, Christian Mosquera played well. I must be fair to him; he played well. So he and Gabriel really made sure that they locked up Hugo Ekitike, which was no mean feat in itself. So Liverpool, though up were in the first half, grew a lot in the second half, and got the winner through a stunning strike, which I'm not even doing it enough justice by calling it stunning. From a free kick, smashed a 40-yarder into the top corner, and that was it. That to give Liverpool a crucial victory over one of their rivals, and it is wonderful that it is such a strike that ended up deciding the tie. So crucial 3 points here for Liverpool to put them top and maintain their uh, unbeaten run. They are the only club at this point with 100% record, 3 out of 3 wins, and it was a good victory, very important victory for them over one of their rivals for the Premier League title. So that was the game, guys, the big game of the weekend, and crucial, vital 3 points for Liverpool, and spirited performance by Arsenal, yes, but uh, loads and loads of disappointment in the fact that I feel, and believe it's also a general feeling of most Arsenal fans, that they could have done something more, especially in the first half when Liverpool was so poor. So that was the game week 3, guys. Uh, and that is the end of the video, and the game week ends with Liverpool at the top, Chelsea in second, with Arsenal and Spurs still maintaining their top four spots. So uh, that's it, guys, for the video. Thank you for watching, and let's continue to show some love to the channel. And there will be a video out, I believe, in the course of either this week or next week, where I will be grading each team's business in the just concluded summer transfer window. So thank you guys for watching. Bye. Have a lovely day and take care.